Hello there. I am Brian Walsh with Allegra Marketing Print and Mail, and I'm here with Greg Pearson from Travelex. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Travelex, Greg?
Well, thank you, Brian. So Greg Pearson with Travelex International. My wife and I are the owners of this business that is 28 years young. It was established in 1992. We are a full-service travel company in corporate travel management, leisure travel, and custom group travel. We are members of Virtuoso on the leisure side, and we are a branch of Zell Travel out of New York for our corporate travel. We have a staff of about 20 people, and we relish the opportunity of making dreams into reality for our clients.
Cool. I guess on that note, why don't you kind of tell us, I know I'm jumping around a little from what we had originally talked about, but you've recently kind of tried to sum all of that up and everything you do for people into what you're calling the Travelex factor. Can you kind of elaborate on that?
So the Travelex factor is a proprietary approach to how we look at doing our business, both for leisure and corporate travel, but each one has a different spin, if I can say that. There are 5 phases of the Travelex factor. There is something called explore, exchange, excite, experience, and expand. And these are a play on words of Travelex itself. The EX on the end of Travelex stands for travel excellence. And the EX is the starting of these 5 phases. It's a way of interacting with our clients. It's about getting to know the person or the family or couples that are traveling together. It's all about building a relationship. From that relationship, we then design what people are looking for in terms of experience and the destination. We provide alternatives. We work within their budget. We work within what they are expecting to receive. And then sometimes we look beyond what they're expecting to make this into a wow factor that they couldn't get any other way. We work with them all the way through the actual trip, and then we work with them on the return. So you think of it in 3 phases: the before, the during, and the after. And it's all about keeping that relationship fresh, identifying what they liked, what they didn't like, and then planning for the future again.
Right. Well, one of the things that I've always loved about travel is that before, like you were just talking about, that build up to, hey, 3 months till this, 2 months till 8 days till, and like the night before you can't sleep and all that. So
that is a great presentation right there. We love to work with our clients that have done their homework, that are wanting to be actively involved in the planning process. They want to provide their input. We really encourage that, because that is the excitement phase. That is what gets the juices flowing for people to travel, as much as when they're on the trip itself, but they're looking forward to, with excitement, to that anticipated experience.
Mm-hmm. It's like a kid in a candy store. You're just waiting for mom to bring you there. So as 2020 has redefined everything, how has that impacted what you guys are seeing in travel, and why is that actually an opportunity for you guys?
So the realism of the moment is that travel has basically stopped for the most part in 2020. Most clients of ours that had trips that were going to be departing in 20 were canceled. They have been rebooked out into 21 or 22. Some of these are cancellations that they wished because of the COVID pandemic. And some of this is the supplier canceling because ports of call for cruise lines or cities and countries were closed down by local governments, and things had to be changed. So that being said, 2020 is a lost year in terms of travel in many ways, but it's a great year for travel planning and dreaming about the future. We have an opportunity to look at rebooking many of our clients in 21 or 22 now. We're already starting to see certain destinations or cruises that are already sold out, even at this early stage. But there is value to be had. There are price breaks. There are cruise credits that are being offered. There are tour credits being offered. And this is something for people to take advantage of if they are looking to plan into next year or the year beyond. Here's something else to think about. This is a perfect opportunity to take a look at the year that is lost. You wanted to travel. You had the budget set aside for your travel. Take that budget in 20, add it to the budget in 21, and build on and have a greater experience. Let me give you an example. Maybe you are going to be in Europe on a Mediterranean cruise. What about adding to that cruise maybe an African safari? Or you are going to be in Australia doing something else. Why don't you add it to it and include New Zealand and so forth? Make this into a wow trip for 21 or 22. Many of our clients are doing that. They say it's a perfect time to celebrate milestone events or multi-generational travels with friends and family. And the pandemic has really highlighted the concern that people have that life is fragile, that nothing is guaranteed tomorrow. So plan today for that experience.
Absolutely. So we've got a video here that kind of goes through, I don't know, the joy of travel. So let's start that. We can circle back on the other side.
Okay.
I liked the what's on your hell yeah list.
The one thing that this started out a few years ago when Wanderlist was created by Virtuoso was focusing on the bucket list. I happen to believe I would rather change that terminology to the checklist. A bucket list implies finality in life.
Right.
I think a checklist is more appropriate because you end up taking an experience that is on your list, you take it off the list and you add it back in. You've checked it off, you add it back in. And I think a checklist implies that you'll always keep it full, that you're always looking for more experiences. Mm-hmm. Brian, you're somebody that enjoys scuba diving, and you've had the pleasure of being around the world doing it. And you've shared one experience that you enjoyed immensely, and that was in Fiji, when I think you were scuba diving there on a business trip, or maybe I'm putting words in your mouth and you weren't able to, and I apologize for bringing this up. But Fiji is one of those spots in the world that is one of the top scuba diving destinations anywhere. You have clarity of water that is the equivalent of having a glass of water. It's that clear.
Right.
So it's just experiences like that, just using those dreams and turning them into reality.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah. And everybody's dreams are different. That's what makes it so unique. You know, like some people may be like, yeah, I ain't going in the water. Where other people are like, you know, hey, my goal is to climb Mount Everest. You know, I mean, everybody is 180 degrees different. And that's what's cool about you guys is I know with your diverse staff that you got a lot of people who speak foreign languages, who are from other countries, who have actually traveled to these countries. And that's kind of a really cool thing to have.
One of our sales marks is we've been where you're going, so let our experience be yours. It sounds trite, trivial, but I think it says a mouthful in that sense, is that we have been to those countries, those destinations, those experiences. High probability we've been to more places than you have. But even if we hadn't, we have many clients that have been to over 100 countries. And so the conversation with them for the next go around is, give me your top 3 countries that you really enjoyed and why. And they tick those off. And I said, great. Now let's start to drill down to different layers of experience in all 3 of those countries. And they say, you can do this? We do it all the time. It's turning over new leaves and experiencing something for our clients that they never thought of. That's the fun part.
So if you're like me, you're just flabbergasted by the fact that there are 100 countries. Like, holy cow, I don't even know how many there
Indeed.
are, but I'm nowhere near hitting the 100.
I just want to have the ability to be blessed with great health to hit all 100 or more countries in my lifespan.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to get to all 50 states. I'm probably at like, I don't know, 37 or something now. But yeah, so Wanderlist. So I put the link to your website down here. People can go there and follow the links to Wanderlist and sign up. And essentially, you guys work with them on building a profile to see what is recommended at that point. Obviously, you want to meet with them in person and stuff. How does that all work?
So this is an online platform that is proprietary for Virtuoso and for agencies that are members of Virtuoso. We are certified specialists of Wanderlist at Travelex International, so we can do many things with this product, if I can say it that way. What I really like is that there is a play version of Wanderlist for somebody who is just putting their toes into the water, that wants to take a look at what the possibilities of dreaming might look like. What this is an online platform that will ask you to sign up, have your email address, have your password, and then go in and it starts to curate destinations or curate different experiences that is very rich in content. The beauty of that is you can start to identify those, you can tag them, and you can build certain portfolios of experiences, whether it may be for an African safari, or perhaps a ski trip in Colorado, or maybe a multi-generational trip with grandma and grandpa on a cruise to Alaska. I'm just using these as some examples. It's an opportunity for you to build that list and then share that list with your travel advisor. Hopefully it's one of our staff members, but more importantly, share it with friends and family. It's a perfect opportunity for maybe clubs, for an all-girl travel club or a knitting club or a sewing club that likes to travel and do things, or a book reading club. I'm just throwing out certain ideas. It may be a Pilates group. It may be a food and wine group. It may be a scuba diving group. It may be something that likes to enjoy everybody's company. And you can share this with, and they can share with others as well. And from that, you build up those lists and dream about it and then plan for it. It's something that we could put together and curate that and create travel plans that once things open up in 21 and 22 and beyond, you're ready to go. You've done your homework. You know exactly what this is. Pardon me. You can freshen this up on a regular basis because it is always a work in process.
Right. And as you talk about planning for 21 and 22, one of the things you'd mentioned this morning was the values that are available now because of people's hesitancies and the insurance and all that stuff to make sure that travel, what you pay for, you get in 21, 22. So
there is no surprise that the airline, the cruise line, the hotels, the tour operators, this has been a very, very dramatically down year for them. They're going to have to generate demand somehow, some way. We're all ready from a supply side to match up to the demand when it arrives. It's not there yet, but as it starts to ramp up into maybe the fourth quarter around festive, which is the Christmas holiday, New Year holiday season this year, we're into 21 and 22. What we're seeing are values that are unprecedented by all of the travel suppliers. They need to stimulate demand. Whether you have cruise options that may be 25 to 50% off in terms of price for a certain sailings that may be, or there may be buy one, get one free offers, or stay 4 nights and only pay for 3 nights at a hotel or a resort, things like that, pardon me, that are going to go away once demand starts to pick up.
Right.
Take advantage of this, because right now, what is available today may not be available tomorrow because of these offers.
Right. All right. Anything else on travel? Otherwise, I'm just going to shift over to the tip for a second.
I think at this point, take full advantage of realizing your dreams while you have them, while your health permits, while you can do this with friends and family, because it is all about a return on life. It is all about those memories that you've created and memories that you'll be creating in the future.
Cool. All right. Well, I've known you for a lot of years through LaTip above here. Why don't you kind of tell somebody why they should check out either our chapter or a local LaTip chapter?
LaTip is a very good networking for small businesses that are looking to build up their business and take it to another level. It is an opportunity where you have 15 to 20 members in a typical chapter, and they are your sales force that are all unpaid, but it's an opportunity for them to be looking out for your business, to get to know you as intimately as you can from a business standpoint of what makes you tick, so to speak. It's all based upon relationships that you've developed over time with LaTip chapter members, and it's the opportunity to create top of mind awareness for your business as well as what you do for your colleagues' business in a LaTip chapter. I encourage businesses to take a look at it. This is a perfect time as we're going into 2021 to start planning on working on your business, not just in your business. You need to step back, take a look at what this year has been, where you want next year to be, and where do you want the year after that to be even more. So perfect opportunities to take the time and think about the future.
Cool. So yeah, we meet every Tuesday morning, bright and early. Today was actually just before the sun rose. We do meet virtually right now for everybody's safety. And if you want more information, you can find us on Facebook there. I just put the description there, or reach out to either myself, Brian Walsh, or Greg Pearson, and we'll get you some more information. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everybody else, for listening.